After I posted my recent video on escaping the corporate grind, I received so many messages from you letting me know how that video resonated with you and kind of reiterating that many of you have stayed in toxic job environments just because you do not have the financial freedom to say no to that job and move ahead in your life. So today, what I want to do is talk about 10 side hustle ideas to bring you that extra stream of income that you need to make the right decisions in your life, to not worry about the finances so much and really think about how to move forward rather than being stuck. These 10 side hustle ideas that I'm going to talk to you about today do not require you to build additional skills. They leverage the skills that most of you probably already have, and the goal is to give you ideas across different streams so that you can pick what resonates with you and move forward to build an extra stream of income. Now, before we get started, a reminder to 90% of you who haven't yet subscribed to my channel to do so now and click on the notification bell icon so that you can be notified every time I release a new video. And now that we have you subscribed, let's get started and talk about the first side hustle idea that I have for you, which is being a community manager. After whatever happened in last 2 years, the layoffs, many senior leaders being laid off, and the job situation primarily changing, a lot of people decided to move into starting their own startups, building their own businesses. And as a part of building their own businesses, many people started building communities, but they necessarily did not have the skills or the time to focus on nurturing the communities that they have built. If you go to school.com, you will notice thousands of communities that exist over there. Many of them are private, some of them are public, but really each one of that community needs a community manager, and that's where you come into play. So what does a community manager do? A community manager manages and engages online communities for brands, for creators, and for solopreneurs. So if you have skills in terms of connecting with people, if you love responding to people, if you love exploring new ideas or insights with people, this is a perfect side hustle for you. The hourly pay ranges between $20 to $40. And the reality is that every business needs to foster relationships with their audience. So, moderating groups, creating engagement strategies, that's what you're going to be doing in this role. How do you get started, you might ask? Now, you can always go to Upwork or Fiverr and put your details in there and say that you are available as a community manager. You can reach out to people on LinkedIn to let them know. But also, a great way to get started is to look for community platforms like school.com, join a couple of free communities, and kind of experience that, and then reach out to the person who owns that community and offer yourself as a community manager to them. In the same vein, let's talk about the second side hustle, which is being a webinar host or a moderator. Becoming a webinar host or a moderator is easy for them who have excellent communication skills and who know how to work with new tools and technologies. So what does a webinar host do? A webinar host hosts or moderates live webinars. They ensure smooth delivery of content. They manage question and answers and keep the event engaging for the audience. Why it works is because in today's day and age, with the rise of online learning, virtual events, brands, organizations, solopreneur businesses need professionals who can confidently run webinars and virtual workshops, who can engage with the audience, keep them engaged, who can transition smoothly between one speaker to another, and who can help with the logistics. So basically what you're looking at anywhere between $30 to $60 per hour, depending on your experience. You can get started by, again, creating an Upwork profile, creating a Fiverr profile, or if you see an event being hosted, a virtual event being hosted, you can just reach out to the person who is hosting that event and say, hey, do you need a webinar host or a moderator? I noticed that you are conducting a webinar. How about I free up some time for you so that you can really focus on the material and the content while I help you with the logistics and the tactics of it. I've seen so many people get their first webinar host or a moderator gig by just cold calling and reaching out to people. Now, one of the things that I want to highlight over here is one, I'm focusing on the skills that you already have: communication skills, working with tools and technologies, interacting with people are typically the skills that we all have. The second thing that I'm focusing on as I'm talking about these side hustles is what you can do in your free time. Webinars are usually hosted during lunch times or at the end of the day, and typically that's after hours or when you're taking breaks from your regular work. And all these side hustles you can do during that time. And the third piece that I'm focusing on over here is something that's going to bring you substantial income without really having you go back and build your skills. So that's the focus area for the side hustles today. Now let's talk about the third side hustle that you can explore to build an extra source of income: virtual assistants for executives or entrepreneurs. Now, virtual assistants for executives or entrepreneurs, they help with tasks like managing people's calendars, booking appointments, organizing emails. Many professionals need reliable support for their day-to-day tasks, and they don't have the resources to get a full-time assistant. So, being a virtual assistant is a great way to supplement your earnings by helping these entrepreneurs organize their day. Again, this does not require your entire day. You're talking about a couple of hours, maybe an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. A lot of my friends have actually used virtual assistants, and instead of going for large businesses that provide virtual assistants, they have found more success with individuals who understand the corporate landscape and are providing virtual assistant services as their side hustle. So, how do you get started? Again, platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Indeed, great places to look for virtual assistant gigs. Hustlewings is another website through which you can find some of these gigs. Being a virtual assistant for entrepreneurs, startup founders, or for solopreneurs is not just a great way to build a side income stream, but it's also a great way to network and learn from them because it'll help you grow as an individual. The fourth side hustle idea that I want to talk about is becoming a freelance content writer. Now, you might say, Rashim, there's ChatGPT, there is Gemini, there is Meta AI. They're all generating content and writing content. What is unique that I will bring? Am I not redundant if I start thinking about freelancing as a content writer? The reality is that no, you're not. While ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AI platforms are a great way to get started with content, polishing a piece of content and making it relevant to the audience is something that AIs are not yet there in terms of being able to do. So this is a skill and a role that's still very, very valid. You can write blogs, you can write website copies or social media posts for entrepreneurs, for startup founders, and also for businesses. The hourly pay is somewhere around $25 to $75 per hour. I've seen a lot of content writers charging a flat fee anywhere from $100 to $500 for a piece of work or an article. Now, why this works is because content marketing is one of the top ways businesses grow their audience, and skilled writers have always been in demand and they'll continue to be in demand. You can build a small portfolio by showcasing different styles of writing and pitch your services to startups or creators looking for help with content. A great way to get started, and the way I've seen people get started, is through their LinkedIn posts. They'll write something very engaging to showcase their writing ability, generate a lot of impressions and engagement with that piece of post or content, and then use that as a sample while they're pitching their services to startup founders or prospects. The next side hustle idea that I want to talk about is social media manager. Now, social media managers basically plan, create, and schedule posts for brands, for influencers. They track analytics, engage with the followers. Many small businesses or entrepreneurs, do not have the bandwidth to manage their social platforms effectively. Many of them do not have an idea on how to build a content niche, how to build a community, how to have specific strategies in terms of posting regularly, in terms of managing the engagement. And that's where a social media manager comes into play. We're looking at an hourly pay of anywhere between $50 to $100 an hour. And to get started, you can start with a niche platform like Instagram or LinkedIn and offer services to brands whose content aligns with your interest. I will tell you that I literally get 7 to 10 pitches every day from freelancers wanting to do social media manager work for me. And I know a few of my friends who have actually hired social media managers through cold calling and through the pitch to manage their different social profiles and how they project themselves over there. The next side hustle idea that I want to talk about, and I'm a huge fan of this because I've actually done this myself, is becoming an online course creator or an instructor. Now, you would have seen a lot of times me talking about my LinkedIn learning courses or the courses that I have available. I leverage the skills, the technical and the leadership skills that I have to create content pieces for my audience and my network with a goal to impart that knowledge to them, to share my insights with them. And in the process, I either charge them for coaching or there is a royalty that comes from my courses. As I mentioned, school is a great platform. And if you go to school.com, you will see that a lot of these instructors and content creators actually charge a monthly fee of anywhere between $20 to $200, $300 for people to be part of that community and to learn from them. If you have an expertise in the area, you can turn it into a course, you can turn it into a community and earn from that for years. And really, we are not talking about knowing about cloud computing or AI or cybersecurity to be able to create these courses. I've seen people create courses around crocheting, around cooking, around parenting. So, any area where you are interested in and you have skills, you can absolutely do that. There are various platforms that are available. If you ever need my help in terms of how to get started, I'm more than happy to schedule a call with you and talk you through the entire process. You can use my top mate link below to get started and schedule a call with me. Another side hustle idea that I want to talk about, which is becoming very important nowadays, is digital marketing consultant. Now, these are the people who help businesses optimize their social presence through SEO, through email campaigns or social media advertising. We're talking about an hourly pay anywhere from $30 to $100 depending on the expertise over here. Digital marketing is a must for any business. It doesn't matter whether it's a enterprise with billions of dollars of revenue or it's a solopreneur who is just getting started. Every brand has a need for somebody to help them out and build that digital marketing channel for them. I have found LinkedIn to be a great platform to pitch your services. So if you have background around how to run campaigns, how to run a demand gen engine, how to optimize your presence through SEO, you can bring all those skills in and help others succeed by offering these services to them. The next side hustle idea that I want to talk about is becoming a personal coach. Now, if people often come to you for advice, if you love talking to people and helping them solve their problems, it's a hint that you can excel as a personal coach. So, hourly pay for personal coaches is anywhere between $50 to $150 per hour. Many people today are looking for mentors, are looking for practitioners who have same kind of experiences as they have had and who can help them through navigate the challenges and transitions in life and in work. So if you have experience in the areas of personal growth, career development, you can always create a coaching package and market it through your network or social media platforms to get started. I know a lot of my friends have done this. I know a lot of my coaches have actually done this. They've learned the skill and the art from me and then went ahead and started their own practices around it. Again, if you get stuck, if you need somebody to talk through the whole idea with you and figure out what your offering is going to look like, I'm available to help you through that. You can always reach out to me through the top mate link that I have in the description. Okay, so now let's talk about the ninth side hustle idea, which is becoming a UX or a website tester. Now, the beauty of this side hustle idea is that you really do not need any specialized skill for this. What you basically need to be able to do is to check how intuitively you can navigate an app or navigate a website. Organizations are looking for this kind of user experience feedback. And as an end user, if you can provide that feedback, they will pay you anywhere between $50 to $30 an hour. Companies want real world feedback on their digital products to help improve the usability and design of their websites, of their apps. And that's why UX testers and website testers become an important part of their development cycle. You can get started on platforms like user testing, Try My UI, and Tester Work. They can connect you with the testing opportunities. The next side hustle idea that I want to talk to you about is presentation designer. Not everyone loves creating PowerPoints. I'm one of them. I do not like creating PowerPoints, but I deliver a lot of keynotes. I'm always talking about a subject area, and oftentimes, even though I don't like to work through PowerPoints, the organizers require me to create some kind of PowerPoint either as a giveaway to the attendees or to be used as a visual cue as I'm talking. Presentation designers basically create visually appealing slide decks for clients' business presentations, webinars, or investor pitches. We are talking about anywhere between $25 to $75 per hour for this kind of work. Not everyone has the time or the creativity to create professional looking presentations, and your skills, if you have them, can fill that gap. Now, you can use tools like Canva or PowerPoint to create sample decks and market yourself to startups, professionals, and educators. Anytime you see somebody delivering a presentation and you see that there is an opportunity for them to leverage a presentation designer, you can reach out to them and pitch your idea or pitch your services to help them create engaging presentations. Now, all of the side hustles that I talked about today, I've either used them myself to generate extra streams of income, or I have leveraged the services similar to these for my businesses, or I've had my network use these services, or some of my coaches have actually offered these services. Remember that side hustles are not just about making money, they're also a way to explore new interests, build out new skills, and even pivot to new career paths. I would love to hear from you which of these side hustles resonated the most for you and which of these are you willing to try. Please mention them in the comments below. And if you have any other side hustle ideas, I would love to know those as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Till then, have a successful week.